Welcome back, everybody. The Grand Tactician, Civil War, Grandpa Gaming, and this is episode 12 of our Rebel Summer 61 campaign using the a.o.m mod. So, we're now 10 days into the spring offensive, and things are moving about as I had hoped they would go. Right now, the Indian Army, we'll go west-east here. The Indian Army is currently advancing on Leavenworth. There is still a federal force in the area. I think they're camped out these farms here. We just don't have sighting of them right now. The Army of Missouri is sitting right outside of Springfield. After the two battles that they just had, their readiness is down into the orange. They saw off both the Department of the West and the Army of the West, which were double their numbers, both armies, and handily saw them off. But they're kind of stuck in place right now until their readiness comes back up, which will probably be about half the month, if not longer. Out over here in Illinois, my Corps Traveling Harem is moving north. The Army of Tennessee is sitting just north of them. I don't know if they'll stand and fight or not, but we are pushing on up to St. Louis, which is not the original point for this Corps, but we do need to try and cut off these two Corps here and keep them trapped in Missouri and destroy them. The Army of the Mississippi, under Lee, is still sitting at Cairo, waiting for its readiness to come up to about halfway yellow, maybe a little more, and then I'm going to send them south at the Army of the Mississippi and try to kick them out of New Madrid. They are in this little pocket right here, which means their hopefully that means their supplies are running low and we should be able to kick them out. I'm going to try and hold to my original plans, keep the Army of Western Tennessee as an anchor in Cairo, though I may have them push north depending on the readiness of the Army of the Mississippi. So I can't have the Traveling Harem herring on its own without some support. The Army of Middle Tennessee is moving against the Army of Occupation over here outside of my coal mines north of Kingston. So after their last defeat, they didn't leave the area. It's still kind of there, so we're going to try and push them out. There is a supply depot being built here at, what town is this? At Somerset, which means there's a federal corps there somewhere. So I'm going to leave the Army of Eastern Tennessee in Cumberland Gap for right now. Kick out the Army of Occupation, and then we'll try and see what's in the area there. But I do need to get this army back towards Nashville, as there is another Union force, Army of Kentucky, just north of it, bringing in some reinforcements. Over here in Western Virginia, Army of Kanawha is still sitting pretty at Gully Bridge. The Federal Mountain Department is now up to 25,000 men, but still has not made any moves against us in trying to take Western Virginia. So hopefully the status quo holds steady there. The Department of Norfolk is still building the fortifications here. They're still 21 days away from completion, so they're not going to be moving again until around May. And I'm also starting to use them as a recruitment force, as I don't have a trade dock for this campaign. The Army of Shenandoah is still sitting at Winchester, facing off against the Army of Northeast Virginia, which is just been sitting at Harper's Ferry, and I'm happy to let that continue. Army of Potomac under Beauregard has just fought another battle at Manassas Junction. I believe it was 7th Manassas. Yep, that was 7th Manassas. Seeing off the Department of Maryland, Department of Washington, and the Army of Shenandoah. I'm going to wait for them to pull back a little further, then I'm going to send them down here to take out the Army of New England, which has been sitting here at West Point, Virginia, but and not doing anything. They only got 10,000 men, and I think their readiness is too low for them to move. So as soon as these three corps clear the area, I'll be sending the Army of the Potomac. And last but not least, just because they're all the way in the rear, we have the Army of the Peninsula, which is my fortification siege army, is now currently still making its way up to Fort Smith. It's taking them a while to get up there, but I didn't realize I still had them on scout, even though they're all the way down here. So I just took that off, so they should start moving quite a bit faster. Once they're in Fort Smith, I'll let them restock their provisions and forage, and then we're going to start sending them up towards Fort Larned outside of Pawnee Rock, and start securing Kansas for ourselves. And as far as my fleets are concerned, they are still repairing and getting ready for action. Wilmington Squadron is now at 9 ships. Everything is basically beat the hell up. Pulled out the lowest readiness ships from the fleet, and there was only 3 of them. We lost a lot of ships. We lost a lot of our tonnage. The Atlanta and the Georgia are still building. They are 14% to completion. Gulf Raiding Squadron. I really haven't done much with this one. I don't really plan on doing much with this one, but they've lost a lot of their ships also. Virginia Raiding Squadron is just kind of stuck up in the Chesapeake. I'm just kind of waiting for the Union to finish them off, and they haven't yet, which is kind of surprising. Atlantic Raiding Squadron still out raiding, and the Virginia and the Manassas are still not ready to go. The Virginia's at 91%, the Manassas is only at 58%. So I was really hoping these would be ready sooner, but it's taking forever for them to get ready. So I do need them moving up the Mississippi to take out the 2 Union flotillas in the river. Then I can have them start clearing out the Gulf of Mexico and opening my ports back up down here. Alright, I think that covers everything for right now. Well, actually I want to do one thing here. Now we're going to recruit 2 horse batteries. So I think I have that unlocked, and we're going to recruit those out of... No, they're going to the Indian Army. Well, I'm going to send 2 of these to Indian Army. 108 men. We don't have a lot of troops available from there. No, I'm not going to recruit anything from there because I need those as replacements. There's only 443 men available. I need them as replacements. Kentucky's now up to 40. They were at 35 support. They're a little better, but not much. So I guess Louisiana. And these are going to form up for the Army of Western Tennessee to go along with their 2 mounted rifle divisions. And I'm also going to recruit 3 of them for the... do I have anybody available from Texas? Yes, I do. Recruit 3 more to go to the Indian Army. And one from South Carolina. I guess one from North Carolina. Kind of spread it out a little bit. Some of these are going to take quite a while to form up just because of where the Army is right now up here. So the troops have got to get to the Department of Norfolk. But as we move them further south, the time on those recruitment speeds will decrease. I do have something here to add to the historical record, and then we'll get this game moving along. An article from the rainy day today, dated 7 April of 1862. Second Battle of Springfield. It was 7:30 in the morning when word from the scouts that General John Fremont and his Department of West were marching on the Wire Road. General Benjamin McCullough ordered his commanders to rally the men for a hard fight. When asked a scout about the Union numbers, all he said was, "Dang Yankees outnumber us almost 2-1. Quarter after 9, General James McIntosh and his cavalry began to ride north, hoping to cut the Yankees off before they can cross the creek. When the 1st Arkansas Mounted Rifles reached the crossing, Colonel Thomas Churchill said, "I see a column marching my way." First shots fired by the 3rd Texas Cavalry and the 1st Arkansas Mounted Rifles about a quarter after 10. As the 1st Yankee Cavalry tried to push across the crossing, the 2nd started to move to the water's edge. Some Yankee batteries started to set up behind them. About 10:30, when the Yankee Cavalry pushed across the creek under withering fire. At the same time, someone yelled out they could see the colors of the Yankee infantry coming up. I witnessed a rider taking orders to the 2nd Arkansas Mounted Rifle, ride within an angry mule's kick of the Yankee Cavalry. Quarter to 11, all the Yankee Cavalry had tucked tail and run, leaving the infantry to try their luck. General McIntosh said after the battle, "I don't know why those Yankees tried to cross. My boys were dug in like ticks on an old dog." When General McCullough rode up, he said, "That isn't an army on the march. That's an unorganized mob trying to move." By 11 in the morning, someone yelled, "By the time the infantry get over here, this slaughter pen will be done and closed." I could see the creek starting to turn from a muddy water to a red color as those Yankees stood there, huddled in a mass. As the 1st of the Yankee infantry started to cut and run, General McIntosh ordered his reserve forward. By 10 after 11, the Yankees had enough and begun to run with most of the boys yelling and cheering with the rest wanting to chase after them. Missouri State Guard cavalry crossed the creek to push off the stubborn guns of the Yankees. By the end of the fighting, the Yankees' Department of West lost nearly 3,800 men wounded killed, while the boys in the Army of Missouri lost close to 100 men wounded or killed. With the losses, one would say this was a waste of life by the Yankee generals, but in the end, it shows how determined we are to our cause. Once again, as always, I do appreciate everybody who puts in the letters, diary entries, newspaper clippings for the following the units in the campaign and the arms and the combats. And I really do enjoy reading a lot of them. If you have a unit in the Army or you just want to do a newspaper article or anything like that, make sure to join our Discord and put it into the Unit Stories tab, and I will happily add them into the historical record. Alright, the Indian Army under Albert Pike with its 8,100 mounted rifles and 9 guns has run into Alexander Asbeth. Really don't know much about this man. I'm going to have to look him up. Heading up the Department of Kansas with 385 infantry. 385 infantry. Wow, that's not even a full battalion. 1,735 cavalry and 7 guns defending Leavenworth, Kansas. Yeah, I don't see this fight taking too long. Let's go shove these boys out of the way, or possibly just capture the entire lot. We'll see. I don't think I've ever fought a combat this small before. Alright, we're on the Mound City map for the Battle of Leavenworth, and we are attacking the farmstead of Reagan here at the crossroads along the Fort Scott Road, and I don't know why this road does not have a name, but it does. We'll call it the Mound City Road. So it shows us what a minor defeat because the objective point's actually worth 10 points, but the Federals only have 2,000 men, which is half the strength of my smallest division. So we're going to make this short and simple. Sibley's division is going to ride up here, cross the creek here at this road, come up to the road here. Van Dorn's division is going to come around this way, around towards the Lothrop House, possibly around this way to come up this way. I want to try and get a full surround going on the 2,000 men they have here, because I guess I want to bag this entire force if possible. I doubt the game's going to let me. And we'll just follow that up with the large. I do have to break down Wheeler's division. It's actually got 5 cavalry regiments in it. I got to break that down to a 3 and 2. We're going to set up just over this way with the 1 battery we have. But I have a feeling once I see the Federals and the way they're laid out, the 1 division is going to be more than enough to do the job. So I'm going to get my troops on the move, and I'll be back once we have the Federals in contact. Alright, it's now 16:15. We are slowly surrounding the Federals here. I've decided to start moving with Sibley's division and get them in position and push this attack forward as it is getting on in the day. And the rest of our forces have not arrived yet. So we're still kind of pretty strung out along the road here. So they got to climb up this mountain over here along the Fort Scott Road, which just hampers everything. But I think Sibley's division will be enough. I sent the 1st Cherokee Mounted Rifles under John Drew up around behind, the 1st Choctaw and Chickasaw off right over here in the center under Cooper, and Stan Waddy's 2nd Cherokee right over here to advance onto their flank directly. And once again, we do have the charge icon stuck on, which is really upsetting, but it does happen. And these are mounted rifles, so we're just going to dismount everybody, put them in a loose order, and advance them. And all the Indian regiments are armed with the plains rifles, so they do have quite a bit of range on them. So I do not expect the Federals to hold in very long. Just wish this charge icon was not stuck. You guys hurry up and get in position, please. Thank you. Alright, 2nd Creek, 1st Creek, and 1st Seminole are on their way. And I'm still waiting for the Texans to get into position. Only one of the regiments has arrived so far. So, like I said, we're just pushing in. So I don't want to go... we could send this to a day 2, but the Federals are kind of out of position to defend against me, so I'd rather take them now. I'm still waiting for your orders. your division commander. There he is. He rode right behind the Federals. That's funny. We have a small entrenchment here, but it doesn't do them much good. And that one Kansas militia, 400 men. That was like the 300 and somewhat men that we saw. Looks like Stan Watt will be open up here any second. Start clearing out this artillery that's been sniping his men off. You guys got mounted. Are you kidding me? Okay, get that charge icon turned off. There we go. Get dismounted because you weren't supposed to be mounted to begin with. And don't take unnecessary casualties because your commander's a moron, please. I'm about to see those two batteries off very handily. It says you're in loose order, but it doesn't look like it. And those, that infantry just laid down, so can't advance you, but move forward like that. Guessing this entire force is Kansas militia. You boys are too far away from the division commander, but alright. This is everybody's first fight, so... Here we go. Gun them down, boys. Why do you advance your men? And they got that charge icon turned off. Get after that Kansas militia. Dude, do not go that way. Keep advancing on them, boys. Let's finish them off. And that's it. They are done. Just waiting for that withdrawal order to go out. There it goes. All right, boys, let's go. Let's go, Texans. Get in there at them. And these guys are stuck on the fence. Awesome. These guys are glitched on the fence. Oh, well. Go help them. And we're out of time. Not too bad. A few more casualties than I would have liked, but fewer than we could have taken. So we got 35 of their 350 infantry. We got 450 of their 1,700 cavalry. All 5 of their guns. Total loss of 550 of their 2,100 men. Would have liked to have bagged a lot more of that force, but it's really not a combat force in the least bit. We lost 99 of our 8,100 mounted riflemen, 0 of our guns, total loss of 99 men of our 8,235. So, a nice quick fight. This fight, it took me longer to get my men into position than the actual fighting took. Let's take a quick look at the paperwork here. And I know there's some people interested in the Indian Army and how they do. 1st Cherokee Mounted Rifles did 37 to infantry, 44 to cavalry, 8 to artillery for a total of 91. 2nd Cherokee Mounted Rifles, nope, that's the 2nd Cherokee, showing the numbers from the 1st. 2nd Cherokee did 43 to cavalry, 29 to artillery for a total of 72. 1st Choctaw did 166 to cavalry, 11 to artillery for a total of 180. Division total of 343. Wheeler's Division, 5th Texas did 221 to cavalry, 10 captured 10 for a total of 231. 4th Texas did 6 to cavalry, and 12th did 4 to cavalry. Division total 241. And that's it. No one else got into the fighting. I want to see if we didn't lose any officers. I want to see if we got any from the feds. And we actually did not. Okay. Said a nice quick one there. I'll see you all at the newspaper screen. A glorious victory at Battle of Leavenworth, Kansas. I guess that counted as a major victory. Even though it wasn't a lot of casualties, that was a good chunk of the small force that was in front of us. So it would be counted as a major victory, even though this battle was a skirmish in the grand scheme of things. The Embers reported suffered total casualties of 558 men. There were 64 killed and 106 captured. Our casualties totaled 99 men, with 13 killed, 11 missing, and the rest wounded. We captured 245 rifles and 3 guns, and sent 110 soldiers off to our prison camps down in Texas. Now, Gerald Pike became a national hero out of that, and it looks like Colonel Long took the blame for the loss. All right, we get that one rolled off, and we should be securing Leavenworth here pretty soon. The little update here, the only update really is over here is here at Pinckneyville, where the Army of the Tennessee was sitting. They retreated in the face of the harem, and I last spotted them moving west from Salem towards St. Louis. They're probably trying to get to the depot here at St. Louis, so it's kind of a race is on right now. Our readiness is getting low, so we do need to get there soon. We did push away the force that was at Kingston. McClellan was still in charge of. He retreated north towards Somerset, and I let him go. So I need the Army Middle Tennessee back in position at Nashville. And we are moving to engage the Army of New England. It's just a matter of seeing if they're going to fight or not. So I'll be back with the next incident. Alright, it's now 1448 of April 25th, and the Army of the Mississippi under Grant has been attacked by the Army of the Mississippi under Lee. Now, this fight is probably not going to go our way, as our readiness just crossed into the orange as we made contact with the Federal Army of the Mississippi. Now, Grant's leading 20,918 infantry, 229 cavalry, and 20 guns. We're rigging 24,286 infantry, 1,910 cavalry, and 43 guns. Now, considering where we are, we're probably going to be on the Shiloh map again, so the artillery is probably going to be useless. And this is going to be Lee's army's first fight, so the men are going to break fairly easily. It's not Grant's first fight, but hopefully their morale is on the low side. We can hope, at least. So, let's jump into this one. Alright, I really thought we were going to pull a Shiloh map, but we did pull the Copperton map. And we are coming in from the north, which is rare for us, but Grant was south of us, and he's defending Carver's Bay. So my plan for now is we're not going to come in down this way, try to cross the bridges or anything. We're going to come up over this way and attack across the open plains over here, which will be the best way for us to attack. Because they should be in a formation around here somewhere. It's already 14:30. It's a light rain, 48 degrees, so we're not going to be in position for an attack sometime today, so it should be a dawn attack. So, yep, just come right down Mason Hill Road here. Link up with this road here, which not named over here, but it looks like the Hoedown Road. And attack right across this way, through the woods over here and the open terrain over here. So pretty straightforward, easiest way to do it. I'll be back once we have contact with the Federals. Alright, it's now 0700 at day 2. We have approached on the outskirts of the objective area. It is 59 degrees with a light rain, which is actually a pretty good weather for combat. So I do have my army set up here, 2 divisions forward, 1 in reserve. I have the USMC division on the left with the 2nd USMC on the Ripley, the 1st CSMC under Hill, and the Imperial Old Guards under Gardner, with the Clark's division on the right with the Yell County Rifles, Sasha's Blacklegs, and the Danish Life Guards, and Canty's division in reserve with the 11th Georgia Volunteers, Queen Vicky's Verb, and the 1st CS Infantry, plus the 2 cavalry regiments of the North Georgia Mounted Rifles and the 7th Virginia Cavalry Brigade under Ashby, and the artillery division forward. So I haven't sighted the Federals yet, so they're back here somewhere in this fog that we can't see. So the cavalry is going to be going forward with the vedettes out. Let's get them as far forward as possible, and we're going to try and get them sighted as quickly as possible. Let's hit play here. So it might be a few minutes yet before we have them sighted. And Clark, let's put out some skirmishers and advance into the woods over here. And CSMC, while they are moving forward, wait for the cavalry to move forward, we'll have you advance to right there along the edge of the wood. And Canty, you come right there. As soon as we have the Federals sighted, I'll move the artillery division forward with their, it's all 14-pounder James rifles, so they should have a very easy time of knocking out the Federal artillery. And the artillery attachments for the infantry division, since we're moving forward in an attack, are detached right now, and they'll just be riding along with the artillery division for this fight. So, I guess it'll be a few minutes. I'll be back once we have contact with the Federals. Alright, it's 0720. We do have the Federals sighted, and actually looks like they're moving now, because they were just all lined up right here. Looks like they're actually going to push forward to meet us. And one thing I didn't bring up is the overnight attrition. Come on, show up. So, we lost 328 men overnight to attrition. The Federals lost nobody. So, our morale is pretty bad right now. Our morale's at 38.6. The Federals are at 58.4. So we are going to have an issue during this fight. So I have ordered the Clark's division up to the edge of the woods here. Hopefully they get there before the Federals push forward far enough to block us. The CSMC division is moving up to get on line with them out to the edge of the farm. Artillery's going to set up right behind, and the 3 detached batteries going out to the left flank, which looks like I need to move the cavalry out that way now. I know I'm getting stuck along the fences, but I think we need to move them over here, dismount them, and cover that flank while we get into position. And call in your vedettes, please. It looks like Grant's trying to, might be trying to redeem himself. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see who gets in position first and gets the best volleys off. Alright, so 0752, my artillery has finally moved into range to start counter-battering down the Federals. So we've been taking artillery fire the whole way through. Some of my infantry is in position, not all of it. The Federals are set up in a very good double-line defense here out in the open, which is going to be tough enough for me to crack. But they have left their right flank in the air. So I do have Heberts, or Heberts, 2 cavalry regiments out there heading out that way, and we're going to get them dismounted in loose order and pushing on the Federal right flank here, hopefully causing them to turn. Let's lay down this infantry for now so they're not taking as much fire from the artillery while we wait for these other divisions to get in position. They're going to have to rest up because they're now winded from marching through these woods here. But if the Federals decide to push on this flank, we will have a nice defense in the woods here. Keep that battery in the fight, please. Can't have them break on us too early. I'm going to start cutting the cavalry over. See if we can't turn these guns over here. And it looks like skirmishers have met up with each other over here on the flank. Going up against the skirmishers from the Life Guard, which have reboard mixed muskets and not very well armed. So I am still waiting for better weapons. It's just taking forever to get good weapons for us, but that's the story of playing as the Confederacy. Now, hopefully my guns are able to suppress theirs. It looks like they're doing a better job on suppressing us. No, it does not look like my artillery is firing at their artillery. It looks like it's firing at their infantry once again. Alright, let's see if we can draw them forward to attack us at the wood line. think some harassment is necessary right now. Come on, 7th, get out of the woods. Boys are ready to go. Push on that artillery. 7th getting behind this infantry. Alright, CSMC, push forward. Let's get you into your kickoff positions. Lifeguard skirmishers have been pushed back in. There we go, North Georgia. 7th, don't break on me. You haven't even fought yet. Keep them in the fight. There we go. That's 2 batteries cleared out. Looks like we might have disintegrated one of them. Just barely see the CSMC with those white trousers and gray jackets. They didn't have the white trousers. They'd be a lot harder to see. Your skirmishers. Amazing that battery is not broken. Good. We got a beautiful crossfire with all of our artillery. As long as they don't get seen off by the federal batteries, we should do a lot of damage. Alright, CSMC, I need you pushing forward, support that cavalry. And Imperial Old Guard, give me some more skirmishers. Need to go hit these batteries. Alright, boys, push it forward. Our cavalry just broke. Kinda saw that happening. Both of them broke at the same time. Damn it. Not good. And they're retreating through the Federals, taking unnecessary casualties because of it. God damn it. Thought they'd be a little more effective over there, but they did see off those 2 batteries. Alright, first CF7C is now engaging. Alright, old guard, push forward while those skirmishers have you covered. Danish Lifeguard came out of the woods fast. What are you boys doing? Sasha's Black Legs, get a move on. Yale County's on the move, very good. Yale County usually does a lot of work for me in all my campaigns, but get that division moving and in support of the rest of those guys. Alright, Imperials, advance as fast as you quickly can, please. What the hell are you boys doing? Get a fucking move on. Who the fuck is your commander? Finnegan? You're about to lose your goddamn job. Imperial Old Guard skirmishers have broken some of those batteries. Let's finish off these 2. Get turned on the infantry. Alright, Yale County's finally engaged. What the? You guys are pissing me off. Finnegan, you are out of a fucking job. You're done. You are fucking done. Queen Vicky's Verb, get into that gap right there. First CS, go plug this hole. Engage that brigade, please. Finnegan, you're really pissing me off. Alright, CSMC, take a break. 11th Georgia advance. You guys turn on those boys. Give me some skirmishers, take care of them. Why the hell do you boys keep stopping? Yell County just broke. Good job, Verb. Now get up to that fence line, please. You are winning this fight. Let's finish it. Everything's still in range of the artillery. All right, guys, let's go to fire. Will. You guys are back to stable. Go engage that brigade. Bring in your skirmishers. North Georgia is just about reformed. They have slightly better range than us, so they're doing a lot of damage to the Imperial Guard. Get over there and rally them, please. Push into those fucking skirmishers. Get rid of them. And there goes Sasha Blacklegs. Finnegan, you are friggin' fired. You're gone. And there goes the Imperials. We saw that coming. You boys moving faster, please. Alright, pop me some skirmishers. Let's lock these boys down in position. looks like they're going to be issuing the withdrawal here pretty soon. Get down that road, damn it. Out of range of my artillery right now. There they go. Alright, 9 minutes on the clock here. I don't think we're going to do too much more damage. We're going to do what we can. Yep. First CS broke right at the end there. Yeah, we lost anybody wounded, have we? No, we have not. We got Derringers. You have me outranged. Interesting. There we go. Actually got quite a bit of experience on some of these brigades during the battle. I am surprised. I'm actually surprised the army didn't fully break during this attack. It came very close. That's it. We are out of time. Really hoping the 11th Georgia will get some more shots in there. A pretty bloody affair for us. Fairly bloody affair. We lost 1,947 of our 24,281 infantry, 177 of our 1,910 cavalry, 3 of our 42 guns to counter battery fire. Total loss of 2,160 of our 26,786 men. Federals lost 2,500 of their 21,000 infantry, 5 of their 250 cavalry, all 20 of their guns. Total loss of 2,600 of their 22,000 men. So this was a nice little Rochambeau, very big open field battle, which we usually never get. So I tend to avoid big open field fights, but and you can see why. Casualties speak for themselves. Alright, let's go through and take a look at the paperwork. Alrighty, Hebert's Cavalry Division, 7th Virginia Cav did 113 to infantry. North Georgia Mounted Rifles did 113 to infantry, 23 to artillery patrol 136, division total 249. Canty's Division, 1st CS did 258 to infantry, 6 to artillery patrol 264. 11th Georgia Volunteers did 33 to infantry. Queen Vicky's Verb did 269 to infantry, 19 to artillery patrol 288. And Crawford's Battery did 16 to infantry, 12 to artillery patrol 28, division total 613. The Confederate States Marine Corps Division, 2nd CSMC did 315 to infantry, 8 to artillery patrol 323. The Imperial Old Guards did 253 to infantry, 68 to artillery patrol 329. 1st CSMC did 295 to infantry, 9 to artillery patrol 305. And the CSMC Battery A did 14 to infantry, 16 artillery patrol 30. Right now it looks like the Imperial Old Guard's getting the grumpy seal of approval for this battle. Clark's Division. Danish Life Guards got 148 to infantry, 5 to cavalry, total 153. Sasha's Black Lakes. As much as I was screaming at them, they did do some work. They got 263 infantry. Yale County Rifles did 155 to infantry, 25 to artillery, total 180. They would have hung in longer if Finnegan, under commanding Sasha's Black Lakes, actually gotten them into the fight and supported them. Same with the Danish lifeguards. Finnegan is getting replaced. He's done. I'm sending him down to a fort on the Texas border. And McGowan's battery did 19 infantry, 8 artillery, total 27. Division total 623. And Elsie's artillery division, Young's battery did 13 infantry, 8 artillery, total 21. Westcott's battery did 16 infantry, 24 artillery, total 40. Hodges' battery did 20 infantry, 4 artillery, total 24. Johnson's battery did 27 infantry, 14 artillery, total 42. And Coulthardt's battery did 26 infantry, 12 artillery, total 38. Division total 165. So, yep, Imperial Old Guards get the Grumpy Seal of Approval for this battle. Alright, let's see if we got any of the Federal commanders. We didn't lose anybody, amazingly. That's a separate brigade. Nobody there. You got McLaren is wounded. And that's actually, yeah, we got one division commander out of all that fighting. I'm surprised the Federals didn't hang in longer. Their morale was higher. Their battle experience. They should have, honestly, my Army of the Mississippi, or at least troops, should have broken in the face of these guys. We almost did. We were just down to a few brigades there at the end. Honestly, I think what helped us win here was actually starting out with the cavalry attack on the Federal right flank. Probably did help us out the most. If I had started the attack with just the infantry into their face, probably wouldn't have gone as well, but weakening the Federal right probably did help us win this fight. I get closed out of here, and I'll see you all at the newspaper screen. Victory at the Battle of New Madrid, Missouri. The Emperor's reported suffered total casualties of 2,596 men. There were 379 killed and 449 captured. Our casualties totaled 2,160 men, with 250 killed, 580 missing, and the rest are wounded. We captured 1,164 rifles and 5 guns from the field and sent 453 soldiers off to our prison camps. And General Smith lost face. I'm not sure who he was the commander of. So he's got to go too. And it looks like they blame the loss on this poor battery commander, Major Merritt. Looks like Grant's very good at passing the buck along, much like McClellan. At least in this campaign he is. Let's get this rolled off. And before I forget, you gotta replace those commanders. Finnegan, you're done. You've pissed me off. And you guys are from North Carolina. Finnegan, you were gone. Let's go by seniority here. Charles Fisher, you're up. And who was... Damn it, who was defamed? I think it was Smith. Who got defamed? Now, we'll let that run through. Finnegan, you're coming down here to Texas. Fort McIntosh, that's where you're going. Why did it not open up Fort McIntosh? Oh, that's going to piss me off. And it's not like these are in alphabetical order. Of course, it's one of the last ones I click on. There you go. You're now commander of Fort McIntosh. And Hughie, that's the naval commander. He's just kind of running around the Chesapeake. Looked like he's finally been chased out of there. And I did have a naval disaster on the Mississippi. I did send the one ironclad that was ready to go to try and clear out the gunboats around Memphis, and it went down to an ammo explosion. So I'm now down an ironclad due to an ammo explosion. And the fight was going in our favor too, which is probably why the AI did that to me. Alright, it's now April 25th. And things are moving apace. We've taken Leavenworth. The Indian Army is now in St. Joseph, securing that. We are securing St. Louis with the traveling harem. Army of Mississippi has gauged the Army of the Mississippi. Right now, Army of Western Tennessee is going to sit steady at Cairo. Army of Missouri is still waiting for its readiness to come back up. Slowly but surely it is coming back up. And I'll be moving them on to Rolla. The Army of the Peninsula has actually started the siege of Fort Larned, and that should be in our favor pretty heavily. We do actually have a 425-man infantry battalion there from the 2nd U.S. Hopefully that siege doesn't last too long. I actually got them there pretty quickly. I was able to move them up the river right to the fort, so they got there fairly quickly without having to go overland. We did chase away the Army of New England, which was out here on the peninsula. They retreated inland somewhere, and I think they might have finally disintegrated. So Army of Potomac is back up at Manassas Junction, which was good for us because the Federals took over the depot here and then filled it up for us. Very nice of them. Even though there were no armies in the area, once I had control of it, they filled up that depot, and we just grabbed all those supplies. I'm very happy with that. And how's this fortification here? 5 more days until that fortification is done. Alright, looks like we got everything covered for right now, so I'm going to run this through until May 1st. So we can open up the next episode with the monthlies, unless something else happens before then. Alright, it's now midnight of May 1st, and Army of Shenandoah and Department of Maryland are back at Manassas, and it looks like the Coastal Department is moving in on the Army of Shenandoah, probably to support the Army of Northeastern Virginia at Winchester. So we got some interesting fights coming up here. But these will be fights for next episode, as it is May 1st. So things are moving along here. Besides this, I wish I could close this down real fast. Our fortification is now done over here. So Department of Norfolk will be coming back down here to start reestablishing the communications link over here at Bridgeport, Murfreesboro, up into Nashville, and come back down and start working on our westward communications out this way to connect our western armies with the telegraph service. We are still currently securing St. Louis. It's actually now fully under our control. The Indian Army is still securing St. Joseph. They're almost done. It's taking them a while to do because it's such a small force they can't flip a city very quickly. The siege of Fort Larned is ongoing. It's only been going on for about 3 days now, so that is moving along. And other than that, it is quite along all the fronts, just trying to get the Army of the Mississippi back into Cairo so we can rest, refit, and get on the move again. Like I said, we're going to end this episode here. So once again, if you're a new viewer, return viewer, you're not yet subscribed, please think about hitting that subscribe button. If you do, remember that bell icon so the next video comes out. Follow along in the series and enjoying it. Don't forget to bayonet that like button, butt stroke that comment section. And I will see you all at the next episode. Stay grumpy.